Hey guys, Machine, I've managed to grab Dupreeh fresh off of his victory and fresh off of his interview, having a crowd chant your name and celebrate with you as you get to the grand finals of a major for the very first time. So good. I mean, you have to say it, and it has been asked before, it will be asked again. When that 16 appears on the scoreboard, I mean, what's just going? You just elation, right?
Yeah, I mean, this time was a little bit different compared to yesterday. I think it was because when we got that main rounds as terrorists on Nuke, I was like, okay, we already won this map because I could feel that we would win this map because Fnatic didn't really seem to be able to know what to do. Like, didn't seem to be prepared for that map, and we knew that beforehand as well. So I was like, when we got 12 rounds or 11, how many we got? I was like, well, we got this one in the bag. And also when we won cash, which we knew was going to be really important because that they had to win cash to win this series, in my opinion. So when we won that one out, it was really good. But obviously, the sign of relief. Me and Device and Civics been trying to get to this grand final for so long now, and we finally made it. Honestly, I don't think it's like struck us yet that we actually made it to the finals, so I'm probably going to be sitting crying in a chair in like an hour or so. But yeah,
I mean, those emotions, you yourself, as well as the entire Astralis roster, you won't deny that you guys are you are an emotional team. Sometimes you see Navi win and there is some tears, but I mean, VP, it's just like clap, clap, thanks very much, thumbs up until it's the grand final. I mean, you guys will really you feel the victories. My next question is more about you from a personal level, like coming into a major as opposed to another tournament. I know that for you there is a lot of, and for the majority, there's a psychological element to a major event. Um, how have you managed to kind of stabilize and stay in the game coming into an event like this?
majors has always had this effect on me that I'm really looking very much forward to play the majors, but then at the same time, it's always different playing them. Like it's so much different. Like when we played the ELeague final, like I wasn't like nervous or anything. I was just pretty chill about it. But whenever like we played a group stage match at the major, you're like nervous and you're like, what the hell's going on? Like it's just a best of one and like it's group, so we can manage to lose 3 games. But I think it's literally because like not getting into top eight, knowing you have to go through the qualifier next time, it's like a really big deal for us. But so when we made it through there, we were like, now the tournament actually begins for us. That's what we thought. For myself, it's a really big relief and victory for myself since I missed out on the last majors because I had my surgery there. I got sick during the Cologne major, which was really upsetting. So I when in the group stage, I cried a few times during group stage because I was like, I really want to get into the group to play us because like it means so much to me. But yeah, we're really emotion team and like everyone's playing with emotions, and I'm gonna cry tomorrow if I win. 100% I'm gonna be crying on stage so much, and like
I
that's
mean,
just how it is.
that's not a bad thing, right? I mean, you don't consider that bad. It's not something to be embarrassed about, is it?
No, definitely not. I don't. I don't. I'm not shy. I'm not shy about showing feelings, and it's just like passion. Like it shows that I actually. This is not just a game for me. This is my kind of my life in some way. Like it's a big part of my life, and achieving winning a major is something that only a small percentage of the CS:GO players achieve. Since there's also people that's won it multiple times. So yeah, this is the dream, and if we manage that dream, then yeah.
I'm not going to start talking about if and what if, and we're not going to do that. But getting to the grand final for the first time, check that off your list. That's done. You said that it's very few people manage it, and it's a big part of your life, CS:GO. I was wondering how have people in your life kind of understood what you're doing? I mean, like the Facebook friends see the photos, and people from school, your family. I mean, how has that been perceived? Now oh, just off to Atlanta playing for $1 million.
Obviously, like it's something that a big part of my family has yet to understand. Yeah, but that's more like the far that the family is a little bit like in the back. Like the main core of my family understands it and really supports me. I've gotten text messages from my aunts and from my uncles, and I've gotten from both of my sisters, my brother, and my parents, and even my nephew said today that he's like 3 years old, and he said to my sister that he knows what he wants to be when he grown up, and he wants to play video games. He want to play video games. That's what he said to me. So that was like really I got tears in my eyes from that one too. Yeah, and especially since I've lived in Sweden for quite a while with my ex girlfriend there. So now I moved back to Denmark. So now I actually have time to spend time with my family and my nephews and all that stuff. So it's really great. So, but yeah, all my friends, also them. I've not seen them for quite a while. I've come back to them now. I've told them what esports is about. When I moved out, esports was not a big thing. Now it's a big thing, and everyone's like cheering for me. Everyone's like really just being supportive to me, and so many of them are like, how the hell we didn't even know this was so big, and
It blows a lot of people's minds. Now, a question: you don't have to give elaborate too much if you don't want to, but we always find ourselves on desks as a player absent because of personal issues, or that he's not going to be present for something he doesn't want to wish to make public. And I always think, I mean, you just mentioned your ex-girlfriend and moving back. It's would you like to kind of express to the public that that's something that every player goes through? I don't think people realize like that is another stage outside of in game. That's another part that everyone has to process, right? And it does affect your gameplay. There's no denying it.
No, like it's a big part of my life. It has been a big part of my life. It's my private life. So the thing is, a lot of people seem to be just seeing me as Dupreeh, but whenever I'm off the computer, I'm Peter like everyone else. I'm just a normal, humble guy. And yeah, it's been tough with my ex-girlfriend. But yeah, I'm trying to move on right now, and especially with my dad is still sick from cancer. It's gotten a little bit worse in that way. So that's something that's on my mind. He's receiving treatment right now, so I just hope that the one thing I hope is that my dad gets well enough to be able to travel around the world as he wants to. But yeah, obviously it's tough and it's something that's on my mind. But also we've had Mia, which is our sports psychologist. I've talked a lot with her, and she's also been helping me to cope with all these emotions that's behind it, and actually learn me some strategies that whenever I'm sitting by the computer and playing, I cut out these emotions, and I try to just because I love esports so much. I love my job as I call it so much that no one or nothing is going to take that away from me. And knowing and hearing from my parents that they're proud of what I do, and they're so proud that I've made a living out of this and actually made it great, then yeah.
What the fuck? You're making my eyes water. Stop.
I'm sorry. You said
Okay, sorry. Carry on.
sorry. I mean, it just matters the world to me. Like, I remember when I won ECS, my mom texted me and she was so proud of everything I've done and stuff like that. So that was really emotional. Now you're making me cry as well.
Should we hug it out? All right, we should probably stop it there because I'm not doing a very good job anymore. That's Peter going to the grand finals. This is Machine and Dupreeh.